Well, hi, and welcome to the Learn Flute podcast. I'm Rebecca Fuller, the expert and instructor here, where today we'll be exploring yet another exciting subject that goes perfectly along with your flute learning. And today we'd like to know, what has Learn Flute Online done for you?
You can do it, and Rebecca will show you how, step by step all along the way. Introducing the Learn Flute podcast.
Now, in case you haven't heard me mention it, I wanted to let you know that these audios are designed to be used in conjunction with the different members areas at Learn Flute Online. There are literally hundreds of video tutorials on the learnfluteonline.com website where success is right there for you, just waiting for you to come join. All of the levels are there and you can have them all. Now, speaking of success, today's audio is going to be a little different than most of the others, and the reason is because I've been making note of all you incredible online learners and the nifty testimonial type notes you send me. And I decided I just shouldn't keep them to myself. You all need to hear of the achievements, triumphs, and progress that the others who are in the program are making. It's motivating and pretty fun. Let's get started. Okay, I think I need to mention that I had a hard time choosing just a small sampling of what is really going on behind the scenes at Learn Flute Online. I feel like over the past couple of years, we've become a buzzing community of happy flute learners who are all spread around the world, yet combined in purpose. It makes us all friends, and I'm happy to be here in the middle of y'all. Now let's start by reading a super comment by a code-named flutist. She or he says, I say she or he because I have no idea. The signature is Los 85. And I've done the statistics, and we are 50% male and 50% female here at Learn Flute Online. Well, anyway, he or she says, I want to say thank you for all your advice. It's so helpful. I find that the topics you talk about on your podcast are informative and very heartfelt. I learned so much from the online flute program, which lets me work on the technical aspects of playing notes, rhythms, but also I feel more important the emotional atmosphere one has to create with music. I'm very blessed for your flute classes, which are continuously providing that hunger to learn, goals that are attainable. Thank you, and hooray for the flute. I look forward to many more podcasts. God bless and happy holidays. Los 85. Oh, well, goodness, this is music to my ears. Well, not quite literally, but almost. Well, first of all, thank you for sending this in. We all appreciate it so much. And second of all, I'm so completely thrilled that you get it. You really get it. Music is so much more than memorizing a finger or two. I like to say that music is actually an emotion, either given or received in an emotional audio form. You can quote me on that, by the way. So very nice to be understood, isn't it? The next comment is by a nice lady named Judy, who says, thank you so much for getting me back on track. I used to play the flute in my high school orchestra and studied with one of the flute players in the Chicago Symphony for a while. But life got in my way, and now I'm a 79-year-old who decided to pick up the flute again in order to help improve my aging brain. Your lessons have been wonderful. Thank you so much for putting me back on the road. You're great. Judy. Oh, Judy, you're so very welcome. This makes my soul sing. Now, I know that in the vocal world, they have a saying that goes something like this. Once a musician, always a musician. And then I like to add to that, you can't even beat it out of them. Music spans all ages of life, and I'm pretty positive that it spans all eternity as well. Now, we can get into that another day, perhaps. This reminds me that not too long ago, a very popular American singer-songwriter and actor who became very popular beginning in the 1960s is still touring and performing for sold-out crowds everywhere. He's come to my state where I live many times, and it's always the talk of the town when he does. Can you think of who it is? There are many like this, but this one, his name is Neil Diamond, and he has sold over 120 million records in his day. Now, at the time of me prepping this audio, he is 76 years old. 76 years old and sounds the same as he did 40 years ago. I'm not sure he'll ever retire, and with all he has to share, I don't think he should. Now, speaking of this, do you ever hear about a professional musician retiring? It just doesn't really happen. Perhaps they become physically unable to perform, but once a musician, always a musician. Some people call it even a compulsion, but I call it an infusion. Once it's in there, it stays, and you always have the urge to pull it back out if it gets put aside, even for many years. So congratulations to Judy. We're glad to have her here, for sure. Okay, let's take another one of these. This testimonial is from a nice guy named Steven, who lets me know that we are from the same state, which is kind of cool. Perhaps I'll bump into him someday. He says, I'm so excited to be learning so much, so fast. I'm having a blast. I tried to play the flute once before, but I had a bad flute and I gave up. I'm loving my new flute that works great. Thanks for making it so much fun. Your neighbor from Salt Lake, Stephen C. Ah, that is so cool. Again, another returning music student. I'm so glad that he didn't give up and that he got to the point where he recognized that his flute was the issue. And once he fixed it, he's been golden ever since. Congratulations on all of your success. It's so much fun to meet you all in one capacity or another. Now, some of you I get to even meet face to face. Others through email, back and forth, or through the comment sections inside the members area. It's really cool. Now, one of my favorite things is also to see and hear you play as you learn. The links you upload are priceless to me. Keep it up for sure. I think we'll have to take another day soon and try this again because this is kind of fun. Now, you're all learning for your own reasons, and I respect them because music is one of those personal things. That's why I try so hard to make sure that you all have the tools necessary to set off and play the exact music you're striving to. Now, I know I've mentioned the members area a lot, but that's because that's where the actual flute lessons are. I'd be a bad teacher if I didn't tell you where to go get your lessons, right? There are the levels. We have gold, intermediate, and advanced, and then a growing list of genre-specific courses as well. Now, speaking of mini courses, I don't think I've mentioned here very often that I have mini courses in some really fun areas, such as learning how to play with the correct style for church hymns. I have a gospel hymns club and an Irish music course that I even launch every March. Now, don't think I even need to say how much catchy fun that one is. I have a super vibrato course for those who are getting on an even higher level, and a note reading course for those who just want that skill isolated into its own learning section. There's breathing, jazz and band, and even more coming out. And I can't wait for you all to learn. So much fun. I'm putting out more and more content each week and month for you. So don't forget to come over to the website and join in on the conversation we're having in each learning module, as well as the article section. You actually have to have a premium membership to go past the first 5 learning modules, but after that, man, the sky's the limit. I think I had over 1,100 videos on there as of last week, and it's only climbing higher all the time. There's so much to learn, so stick around. And of course, ask me any question you may have about learning to play the flute. I'm pretty sure I can answer it for you. And if you'd like to have your question aired, then just head on over to learnfluteonline.com / feedback, the word feedback. That's learnfluteonline.com / feedback. and you can vocally ask it to me there. I have a fancy program. This is episode 80, and remember, we're just getting started. Rebecca Fuller signing off now. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening today. Remember that this is where people of all ages, such as you, can come, learn, and play the musical instrument flute in an easy-to-follow, organized manner, and in the privacy and comfort of your own home, on your own schedule.